Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and NewsChannel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this broadcast today. Karamu hosts its centennial celebration on Saturday, June the 13th. Its artistic director, Terrence Spivey, is here to tell us what to expect about Karamu. Then Lynn Hampton and Marcus Sappho of the Carter G. Woodson Project will share information with us about the annual Umoja Day parade and festival taking place in downtown Cleveland. And later on the broadcast after that, Latisse Robinson and Joseph Black will tell us about the National Council of Negro Women's annual luncheon. Good morning, everybody. Good to have you with us. We're going to have a good broadcast today, as we always do, beginning with my good friend Terrence Spivey, artistic director at the Karamu Theater. Hey, Terrence.
Hi, how you doing, Leon?
I'm doing fine,
yes.
Man. Karamu is, you got a bright smile.
It's exciting.
Karamu Theater, that wonderful theater on the city's east side, that community theater,
yes,
just keeps on going.
That's right.
It?
That's right. I mean, this 100 years, 1915 Playhouse Settlement we wrote with Rowena and Russell Jelliff, and it continues to produce and nurture youth and artists. I mean, what makes Karamu so special, even today, is the impact it had educationally, socially, and artistically, not just for the actors, but also for young people who have grown up to be lawyers and doctors here in the city. And
so many well-known actors have gone, who went on to Hollywood and Broadway, came through Karamu, came through Karamu Theater. Superfly did, what Ron O'Neill did, and Robert Guillaume,
Bill Cobbs, Beverly Todd, Vanessa Bell Calloway, the latest Imani Hakeem from Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah.
So yes, it's just been an amazing journey being at Karamu, my 12th year, and also just reading more and more about the history of Karamu House.
What can we expect on the 100th anniversary celebration? I know you've got a big event going on June the 13th.
Yes, you know, I've been coming on this show, I don't know how many times over the 12 years. This is the first time I'm actually reading.
Okay.
This is a huge impact on what's going on and the people who really love Karamu. So it's, you know, Karamu, as people would pronounce it originally,
right.
You know, place of joyful gathering.
Yeah.
And you look in history books, sometimes they say a place of feasting. And I must say the week of February, you know, June 12th. June 12th is a feasting, a jambalaya.
Yeah.
Okay. And the first thing we're having is the alumni sponsor night, and it's going to be at 5 o'clock, and it's going to follow with the WEWS at 7:30 p.m. Alumni of Karamu and sponsors of the Centennial.
Yeah.
And after that, the next day, Saturday, June 13th, is the Centennial. And the Centennial, of course, we're going to, you know, give awards out to George Forbes, Reuben and Dorothy Silver, Rowena and Russell Jelliff, and James Pickens Jr. from Grey's Anatomy.
He's going to be back in town.
He's going to be back in town. He's also going to be doing a piece of Home by Sam Martin Williams for the Project One Voice, directed by Dale Shields. Now, the sponsors for this, the title sponsor is PNC. Presenting sponsors is J.P. Morgan Chase, Cleveland Clinic, and Metro Mutual. The additional sponsors, Key Bank, Sherwin-Williams, Fairfax Renaissance Development Corporation, Moen, Cleveland Museum of Art, University Hospitals, RPM Internationals, Nordson Foundation, Cleveland State University, Fairfax Place, Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District.
Everybody has jumped on board.
It's like dots all over the map.
They see something in Karamu.
Yes.
As I see something in Karamu. I've got a piece of this too.
I know.
You know, I'm always involved, one way or the other. Leon's around the edges somewhere. But they see something in Karamu.
Yes.
That is special. What's that tell you about the work that it has done even the 90 years before you even got there?
It tells me that some people usually question, is it vital? Is Karamu vital? And yes, it is. It's vital because, first of all, knowing the history of Karamu, Northeast Ohio, or regionally Midwest, it is the oldest black theater in the country, but it's the only ongoing artistic black theater in the country. So in terms of the Midwest.
Now we're going to have that big 100th anniversary celebration. That's Saturday, June the 13th.
June 13th.
At the Cleveland Museum of Art.
Yes.
In the atrium there. In the atrium. In that wonderful thing. It's a black tie event.
Black tie event. Cleveland State University's Black Studies, Jazz Heritage Orchestra is going to be there. They're going to accompany some surprising performances. And we have Kyle Primus, a wonderful actor. He has his K Street Band going to perform at the after party. So it's going to be a beautiful jambalaya night.
Now, what's it going to cost to get to this big jambalaya night?
Well, I know it's individually $200.
Right.
And we have a lot of tables already bought from different sponsors, but you know, it's going to be an amazing night. It's going to be worth it, too.
But it's going to be wonderful entertainment.
Yes.
And it helps
Karamu House.
Let me tell you that.
That's right.
I send a check to Karamu, whether I go to the event or not,
yes,
because I believe in theater. I believe in community theater, and I believe in a place for young actors to get their acting chops, yes, and directors get their chops together, or those who are middle-aged to continue to do that.
That's
and, you
right.
know, I've been on the stage a few times. You know,
yes,
it doesn't take much to get me on the stage, but I'll get there. And
yes,
I've been on the stage at Karamu. It's just a wonderful.
Well, you're a wonderful actor too. So I know you worked with us in God's Trombones.
I did.
You came twice there.
Did God's Trombones, yes, and did Love Letters and a couple of other things.
Yes.
Let me put a phone number on the screen: 216-795-7070. You can get more information on everything we're talking about. KaramuHouse.org. I've got 20 seconds remaining. Leave us with a thought in 20 seconds.
Well, I would love to say that first of all, I'd like to go back and thank the interim exec, Pat Egan, and David Reynolds, the board chair, and Peter Lawson-Jones, who all really made this happen. And Peter's been a driving force, of course, with the sponsors. But the thing is that Karamu, as I said, is vital.
Yeah.
And it's very important. It is the beacon of theater, black theater. It's the Smithsonian of black theater.
In the United States. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Right here in Cleveland.
That's right.
East 89th Street and Quincy Avenue, you will find Karamu Theater in the city's Fairfax neighborhood. Many thanks, Terrence.
Yes.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
As we say in theater, break a leg.
Break a leg.
We'll break a leg. I'll be right back in just a moment. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Always glad to have you with us. The Umoja Day Parade and Festival, hosted by the Carter G. Woodson Project, takes place in downtown Cleveland on Saturday, June the 6th. Its president, Lynn Hampton, is here, and its vice president, Marcus Sappho, are here to tell us more about it. Lynn on the left and Marcus seated on the right. Gentlemen, good to have you with us.
Hey, good to be here.
Yeah, why don't you
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, what is the Carter G. Woodson Project?
Okay, Carter G. Woodson Project was formed back in 2010 by a group of different minority organizations that felt that we wanted to do more with Black History Month. What happened is with Black History Month being in February, the coldest month of the year, and whereas a lot of programs would get canceled, and you know, we said we got to do something about this. So we thought about what would Carter G. Woodson want. Once we decided to name it Carter G. Woodson, we got together and we was trying to think what we were going to name the project we was working on, and Spirit spoke to us and said, Carter G. Woodson Project. The father of Black History.
And Carter G. Woodson was?
The father of Black History Month.
Black History Month started as Black History Week, and then got evolved into Black History Month.
That's correct.
Many years ago.
That's correct.
So you're having a big parade. You're having a big exhibit that's going to take place. Tell me about that, Lynn.
Yes. Well, the parade is pretty much a kickoff. So we take the whole month of June and actually have programs throughout the whole month of June. So the parade is the beginning ceremony of that particular event, you know, that happens in the month.
And the parade's going to take place in downtown Cleveland, beginning at Voinovich Park. What time does the parade kick off on Saturday, June the 6th?
Noon.
Yeah, at noontime. And these are pictures from previous parades.
Yeah, just from last year there, and just showing you just some of the activities and some of the fun we had. It's a real great time.
Yeah, and you've got the word Umoja there.
Yeah, Umoja. It means unity.
It means unity.
And that was the idea by the organizations coming together. We wanted to bring the Black community together, and we wanted to do something other than in the Black communities.
Yeah.
So we decided to take it downtown to Voinovich Park.
Yeah.
So, and it's been there, and this is our 5th year out.
Lynn, why do you see this as important to do?
Well, that's a good question that you asked. You know, I think positive imagery and self-esteem goes a long way, especially in our community. You feel better about yourself, you do better about yourself. So that's very important in our community, especially in these times and what's going on right now.
Right, you're right. And anybody can participate in the program. How do you get hooked up to participate?
Yes, it's open for anybody. you can contact us. You can go on www.africanhistorymonth.sankofa.com, and where you can reach us and get information about the parade and festival.
And call us as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I've got those phone numbers and the website on the bottom of the screen. Well, it's a long website, so keep if the control room would keep that up for a little bit. African History Month, Sankofa.com.
Yes.
You get excited about this, don't you, Lynn? You get excited about these kinds of events because it just spreads a positive wave through the community, right?
It's just necessary. You know, I've been a police officer for 21 years, and I'm currently president of the Black Shield Police Association as well. And I see the necessity, and I work with kids, and we don't do enough in dismantling some of the negative imagery that they get on television. So our group, along with other groups, should partake in bringing more positive imagery to counteract the negative imagery that they see on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're wearing your police officer's badge right around your neck. Maybe you can see that. But he's got his police officer's badge, showing that police officers in Cleveland, some of you, are much more involved in things beyond just their jobs.
And concerned.
Yeah,
And that's important.
And that's what it's all about. And that's that unity. Goes back to that umoja, that unity theme.
Yes.
Right, Marcus?
Yes. That's it.
Yeah. So, what time do we start on Saturday, June the 6th?
Okay, that's June the 6th. The parade kicks off from 13th and Superior at 12 noon. And it spills into, it ends up and spills into Voinovich Park, where the festival will have ground there and have started about 11 o'clock.
So we'll start at East 13th and Superior, and we'll end up at 9th Street and Lake Erie. Down the,
Yes. If you reach the lake, you're gone too far.
If you reach the lake, step back a couple of feet.
Yes.
Because that's Voinovich Park.
And what is very important too, Leon, it just gives the whole community a chance to partake, because it's centrally located in Voinovich Park. So it opens the whole city up to everybody.
And it celebrates Black history.
Absolutely.
And it certainly celebrates the work of Carter G. Woodson, who founded Black History Month.
That's correct.
You find that vital too, having that month to proclaim heritage and all of that.
Yeah, what I learned is that Carter G. Woodson chose February to study for the week because of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. So because of I mentioned to you, coldness, when we gather, we can't, a lot of things are canceled, and we can't, people can't show the colors and stuff that the African.
And you want to do that.
And we get a chance to do that in June. In June, we get to bring the older people out to participate with the younger people. It's a family-orientated event, and it's open to every nationality.
Open to everybody, as all ethnic groups celebrate
anyone that has
their
time, get
heritages.
opportunity to come through, and that happens.
Blacks in this country celebrate their heritage as well.
Yes.
Our heritage as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. It's going to be Saturday, June the 6th, beginning at East 13th Street in Superior, and will march its way, beginning at the noon hour, all the way to Voinovich Park at East 9th Street. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lynn Hampton, Marcus Sappho, both of the
You get a
Carter G.
chance to
Woodson
stop by,
Project.
Mr.
You know I will. You know I will.
Okay.
A parade, and you got me. Taking a break, I'll be right back. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. The National Council of Negro Women hosts its annual luncheon Saturday, June the 6th. One of its members, Latisse Robinson, is here, and the Master of Ceremonies, Joseph Black, is here as well to tell us more about this event. Latisse and Joseph, good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Why don't you refresh our memories, Latisse, on what's the mission of the National Council of Negro Women?
Glad to do that. The National Council of Negro Women was established by Mary McLeod Bethune in 1935, so incidentally we're celebrating 80 years now. And the mission of the organization is to educate, develop, and advocate for women of African American descent.
So you have a lot of programs that all fit into that
Absolutely.
overall mission.
Yes, we have over 240 sections within the United States, reaching out to about 4 million women over the states.
And thank goodness for the work that you do, because you're a service-oriented organization that I've heard about for many, many years.
Absolutely.
You're having a big event on June the 6th. Tell me a little bit about this event, which is going to be Saturday, June the 6th.
Okay. I'm going to defer to Joe Black here, who's going to tell us a little bit more, but we're excited about it.
He's the master of ceremonies.
Yes, he is
he's
the MC.
He's going to make it work. Tell me about it, Joseph.
Well, I'm honored to tell you. First off, as you stated, the event is actually June 6th. Doors will open at 10 a.m. in which we're going to be giving out raffles, and they'll have opportunities to engage with the vendors. But the key to this event is really the theme, something different than what we've done in the past. We are actually acknowledging African-American men with the theme of solid as a rock. And so we have several men from the community that we're going to acknowledge and just take the time to celebrate the work that they're doing in the community. So I think that's a great opportunity for us.
And what you want to do is you want to highlight the strength of so many men in the community who have been out here for many, many years doing what they do.
Of course we do. I think at this point in time, there's no greater time than to acknowledge the work of men, especially when we look at men of color. And so it's very important to celebrate the good things that are happening.
I like that idea, Letice, because this is predominantly a women's organization. Although men are involved, obviously. But a women's organization honoring men. Give me your thoughts on why you think that's important.
Well, good question, particularly in our section, which is the Cleveland section. The thought here is that we have typically seen negative images of our African-American males in the media, on television, and our thought is that we want to support and show our appreciation for the things that our African-American men do in our community, and we want to acknowledge that.
In other words, most men are doing the right thing.
They're doing the right thing, and we want to salute them for that.
Joe, when you become Master of Ceremonies, when you're doing the work of the Master of Ceremonies, what do you have to keep in mind? I mean, you're kind of like the hub, and all the spokes go out in a wheel, but it all comes to the Master of Ceremonies to keep it moving. What do you keep in mind?
Well, the most important thing for me is really taking the time to show the respect to the men that we're honoring. I think this is a great opportunity. We have men like the Ward 9 Councilman. We have men like the Homecoming King, Alonzo Mitchell. There are several different men that we are going to acknowledge. And so we just want to take the time to make sure that we give them the due diligence of showing them that this is a tribute to them and their work, and to also show that the women are definitely here to support the men and the things that they do. So keeping the flow going, making sure that people feel lively, comfortable, engaged, and that we have a good time. This is right before Father's Day, by the way.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure that everyone understands this is a great time to celebrate men.
It's going to be Saturday, June 6th at the Hilton Garden Inn, and that is in Mayfield Village. Saturday, June 6th at the Hilton Garden Inn. This is a fundraiser for the National Council of Negro Women. So how can people get in line and say, hey, I want to buy a ticket, what must I do?
Sure. The phone number we have is 216 681 5129. And the thing too that we want to point out is that the proceeds of this particular event will go to our women's outreach and our school-bound students project. So it will provide tremendous support for us.
And by the way, the audience can get more information by going to NCNW, National Council of Negro Women, ncnw.org. Get more information. And you see that at the bottom of the screen, or you can make a phone call to 681-5129. You see that number at the bottom of the screen. You were saying, Joe?
Just to add, tickets are actually only pre-sale. There will be no tickets available at the door. So we want to make sure you get your tickets now. So contact those numbers.
You got to get in line early if you want to get into the door.
You have to.
You have to do it, because it's always a big sellout crowd.
That's right.
This excites you, doesn't it? This kind of thing of working with this organization.
Absolutely. I was fortunate to be introduced to National Council of Negro Women by the late Stephanie Tolliver, who realized my desire to be a part of community initiatives. So I'm very delighted to represent the National Council of Negro Women in that way.
And everybody has a lot of fun there at the same time as we honor these men.
And most of our entertainment, by the way, is male. So we have ministers that'll be singing. We have Humble G who'll be doing some of his great entertainment with the violin. So we're looking forward
Yeah.
to having a wonderful time.
And in our final seconds, Joe Black will keep us on pace, and
Yes, he will.
He will have some wonderful thoughts as well.
Yes, he
Yes.
will.
You
And
know Joe.
if you don't mind, I just wanted to reinforce too that if you're interested in the tickets or memberships, the best way to get them is to call the phone number.
Call the phone number of
Yes.
681-5129.
Yes.
Letice Robinson, a member of the Cleveland section of the National Council of Negro Women, and Joseph Black, Master of Ceremonies for the big annual luncheon. Good to have you both on the broadcast.
Thank you
so
again.
much.
We'll have a good time.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I'll take a break. I'll be right back with Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League after this. Here's Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, who always has something interesting to say.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Leon. I appreciate that. Well, listen, you and I have celebrated something together recently that's very important in the city of Cleveland, and that's the groundbreaking of the African American Cultural Garden.
Right there on Martin Luther King Drive.
Absolutely, and there are many cultural gardens right there, you know, in that area, and we've been sort of in the planning for a long time for some very exciting building that's going to be happening on that site.
This is an historic area, the
Yes.
entire Cultural Gardens area, and I'm so glad to see the African American Cultural Garden coming up out of the ground.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One of the architects, Dan Bickerstaff,
Yes.
is the architect on that.
Yes,
And,
yes.
this has been years in coming to go along with all the cultural gardens of all the various ethnic groups who helped
Yes.
settle in Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Dozens and dozens of them.
Right, but the plans for this one are amazing.
Yeah.
And when this is done, it's going to be a place, a destination place for everybody to come and visit from all over the country.
Yeah. What do you like about the concept of the cultural gardens in general, and one for the African American people in
I
Cleveland?
think in general, it shows the diversity of our city. It shows the pride in each ethnic group and how they all coexist there together along Martin Luther King Boulevard there, and how we can all celebrate our own heritage, but we're all part of a larger community.
And we're all, believe it or not, we're all on the same thoroughfare in this cultural garden. Got East
Absolutely.
Boulevard and Martin Luther King Drive.
Absolutely.
And that's where the cultural gardens are located.
Absolutely.
The Polish and the Hebrew and the German and the
Yes.
Slovenian and the
Yes.
Italian and all the rest.
All of those
So
are
many.
there together.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
So as we broke ground for that, were very much excited about what that says about the city.
Oh, absolutely. And when you look at the concept, the fact that it's going to be very much above ground, and it's going to have water trickling down, and it's going to have lots of beautiful
Great.
stairs, it's going to be great.
Going to be great. We're running out of time. Got to go. Take care. I really like the idea of the whole concept.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.